Piers Morgan goes silent as Patrick Bet-David issues a warning of what may come under the next Trump presidency. A rare feat, I may add, Piers Morgan going silent. As we all know, he likes to talk a lot, interrupt and talk over his guests, but that's okay, guys. That's not what we're here for today. We are here for this awesome video, which we're gonna get into right now. But first, everybody, do me a big favor here. Like our video, share it around, and if you are new, yes, subscribe to the Resistant Mainstream YouTube channel so we can keep bringing you guys this great, hard-hitting content. And for those of you who have subscribed, thank you so much, and welcome back. As always, everybody, I'm your host, Darian. Let's get into the show.
Ill strategy and desperation.
You have two mantras. Future looks bright and only the paranoid survive. Let's start with the paranoia. What should we be paranoid about after this election is resolved?
A lot of things. I mean, we have to be worried about, you saw what happened the other day. Story came out, the fact that Venezuela and Iran are united against the West. So Venezuela and Iran are united against the West. Iran is close to who? You got, whether it's Russia, whether it's China, 400 billion, 25 years. So we have to be careful what's going to be going over there. We have to then realize what's going to happen with the immigration that we have. We have to deport people. I mean, there's no question about it. They have to deport people. So the manipulation to say, well, the separation of, family and kids and parents and all this stuff. So that manipulation is going to come here hardcore with gaslighting. So we have to not fall for that, gamification that's going to take place.
Absolutely, and don't let these people get away with that. And I mean that. If it seems I'm pissed, all right, it's because I am pissed, all right? I remember in January of 2019 when there was a government shutdown, thanks to the Democrats, and of course they blamed it all on Trump, and Trump said, look, I have a proposal to end the shutdown. If you give me $5.7 billion for a wall, I will extend your DACA protections. DACA, Deferred Action Childhood Arrivals, right? AKA letting illegal immigrants stay in our country. Trump was willing to compromise with the left, allow them to let a group of illegal immigrants stay in the country as long as they gave them a paltry $5.7 billion for the wall. And they said no. Not only they said no, Nancy Pelosi said it's a non-starter. How arrogant and disgusting. You're talking about less than $6 billion for a border wall, and the Democrats won't spend it on that. Of course, the Democrats, along with their idiot establishment Republican friends, will go and send over $200 billion to Ukraine. No qualms at all about securing the border of a for over 20 times what Donald Trump wanted for the border of our own country. That's okay. That's not a waste of money. That's not a non-starter. In fact, it's an American obligation. And if you don't do it, you love Putin. You're a Putin puppet. These people are sick. They hate our country. It's disgusting. And we should not let them ever get away with gaslighting us on, oh, your separation of families. Oh, you're so evil because you don't support illegal immigration. No, you're evil. You don't care about the national security of the American people, and you show it every day, time and time again. Turn the tables on them and don't let them get away with it.
In an economy, we have to kind of go back to the basic fundamentals of the economy with tariffs. There's a lot of debate right now on both sides on tariffs. Do you do it? Do you not do it? You look at trade surplus and trade deficits, right? Okay. So the way to explain that, a lot of people, when you say tariffs, what is a tariff? What is a trade surplus? What is a trade deficit? I don't really know what all this stuff is. Here's all it is. Let's say you and I, Piers, are in sales. You sell real estate, I sell auto insurance, okay? We're in London, and we meet at a networking event. You've been in the business 5 years, I've been in the business 5 years. I say to you, Piers, why don't you and I, you're successful, I'm successful, you send me referrals, I send you referrals. Deal? Deal, no problem. If people want to buy homes, I'll send it to you. If people want to buy auto insurance, send them my way, great. 6 months goes by. You gave me 5 referrals, I've given you 0. No problem. 2 years goes by. You've given me 200 referrals, I've given you 10. 5 years goes by. You've given me 1,100 referrals, I've given you 100. What are you asking yourself at this point? How much longer are you going to give me referrals? I'm winning, I'm making money, but I'm not giving you any of it, right? US, our trade deficit is at $1.1 trillion. That means we've given the world more business than they've given us. Number one is China, then it's Germany. China's trade surplus is $840 billion. The world has given China $840 billion more than China's given to others. Number two is Germany. Germany is around 2.
Not to mention that China is known to manipulate its currency routinely. They will purposely devalue their currency, do mass printing and things like that so they can be competitive on the world stage. It's pretty easy to get people to buy your products and you're only paying people like, I don't know what, $1, $2 an hour. Works pretty well for them.
40. Someone has to go and sit down with these guys and have the conversation and say, hey, let's just say I'm the guy that gets the job. Hey, how you doing? Great, fantastic. Hey, this is Patrick Bet-David. I'm representing the president. I notice our surplus is XYZ. We have a new plan we call the XYZ Initiative. I'd like to come and meet with you and the Treasury, whatever it is. We have to make a decision. We have 3 options. Number 1, we announce tariffs, and it'll incrementally keep going up every month. Number 2, you have to choose to buy from us the same amount that we're giving to you. And we'll give you 30 industries to buy from. We need you to buy $200 billion of stuff committed every single year, from automotive, from this, from that. You do that, we don't have any problem. You don't, tariffs are coming your way. How would you like to meet sometime next week? We're on our way. We called the 30 countries that we're giving you more business than you're giving us. We come to you, great, can we do a deal? Love to try your food. I'd love to try what you have going on. Fantastic, deal is good. Send us business, buy from these folks. We have to stay strong there. Jim Jordan was on my podcast yesterday, and one thing when I asked Jim Jordan, I said, you know how Twitter files took place and we learned about the communication that Twitter was having with Joe Biden, and Joe Biden's camp was saying, take this down. Don't let this Hunter Biden story stay. New York Post, all this stuff that was going on. And then Elon Musk shows it to us what's going on, to the point that Mark Zuckerberg 4 months ago had to write that letter to Honorable Chairman Jim Jordan and say, hey, I apologize the fact that we were asked to do this, and even though we had the choice not to do, we chose to do it. Biggest mistake of my life. I'm choosing not to support anybody, all this other stuff, right? I asked Jim, what can we do to have something like that, except it's called FBI files, DOJ files, IRS files, CIA files? What if we hire somebody that goes and investigates all the email exchange and shows us exactly what's going on and tell the world? What do you think we need to do for that time? He says, well, Trump can do that. I said, who do you think he needs to fire? He says, he needs to fire everybody and then some. I said, what do you mean by? He says, he needs to fire some people that he can't even fire. He should fire those guys. I said, really? He says, yes. Because the people that are in there that don't love America, that don't look at us as number one, and maybe are helping out other people, we have to realize these people that are on the inside don't love America. You got to be gone. And if you're another country that you hate America, we don't need to do business together moving forward.
I think this is a good time to highlight that Jim Jordan takes donations from big tech companies, namely Google. You can look this up. It's not some kind of hidden thing. Obviously, he doesn't make a point to talk about it, but it is public record. Jim Jordan cashes checks from Google. Quite a bit of money, in fact. I would recommend you guys look into it. Yet he'll sit here and talk a big game about big tech censorship. Oh, I'm Jim Jordan. I'm an American patriot, conservative warrior. Google, Facebook, you're all out of control. You need to stop. You think he really means it, though? I mean, think about it, guys. He's always doing these congressional hearings. He puts on a good little show. He barks angrily at Mark Zuckerberg, whoever it might be. But then what actually gets done? What changes? The answer is nothing, obviously. Did we see anything come out of the first Trump administration in terms of stopping or curbing tech censorship? The only reason we have some semblance of free speech online now is because Elon Musk bought a company with his own money and did something. And that's great. I'm all for that, by the way. But the point is, what is the government doing to help protect our freedom of speech? Because after all, that is the government's job, if it does have a job. It's to protect our liberties as the American people. Obviously, it often ends up doing the opposite and squashing them. But the hope is, with Trump and his new administration, that will be no more. But that will only happen if we hold these people accountable and hold their feet to the fire. So just make sure, guys, if your local congressman is messing around, not doing the job, senator, whatever, call them, phone them, get heard, and tell them if they don't put their stuff, get their act together, you're going to primary them and get them out. That is the way moving forward.
Fascinating. I mean, it could be very transformative, this second Trump term, particularly if he's being advised by people like Elon Musk, who've gone in and said we can take $2 trillion off the government spending and everything else. He probably could, I mean, given what he did at Twitter.
By the way, if they go in and they pull that off, when Twitter used to have 7,500 employees, Elon comes in with the kitchen sink. Do you remember that when he came in with that? Fires 50% overnight. That's 3,750. The next day, 1,250 quit. So now he's at 2,500 employees. He goes from 7,500 to 2,500 employees. The company's operating. There's nothing like you're feeling glitches or anything that took place. How did you get rid of 66% of your employees and nobody felt it? What if we do that with our U.S. government, the number of employees that we have? You think we're going to feel it? I don't think we are. If they do that and show results, it's going to be transformative. And I think at that point, it could be Trump 4, it could be J.D. Vance 8.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You know, what's funny about the whole Elon Musk cleaning up his company, I remember back when it happened, the media was writing a bunch of scaremongering articles about, oh, Elon Musk has fired like over half his company. He's crazy. X is done. Twitter's done. They're going to be no more pretty soon. And none of that happened. It actually just got a lot better, and people love it now more than ever. Go figure. Also, honorable mention to all the leftists who are screeching on Reddit about it. All those armchair internet experts who were so confident, Musk is done. Twitter is over. X is through. Yeah, so much for that. Better Lex next time, you anti-free speech goons. Anyways, with all that being said, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We really appreciate it. As always, please be sure to comment below. Let us know what you thought about the video, what kind of stuff you want to see in the future, and we'll see everybody again soon. Thanks, and God bless.